I would like to say once again, welcome to all my colleagues here, my friends, the speakers, the chairs of this session, to all the nurses who have traveled from across the world, and I see a lot of them from the armed forces, my alma mater, and each and every member of the nursing fraternity who is representing the cause for patient safety. We have interesting sessions lined up for you, and I might warn you here that the speakers might deliver content which is already being practiced in your institution. But it's also important for us to know that what we learn here or what we have within our organization must be taken back to various institutions that are not privileged to have the comfort of what we do. So it becomes each one of our responsibility. I must also urge and appeal to each one of you here that as audience, we expect you to, are you giving me a slip? No, she's not. I urge each one of you here, oh sorry, thank you. I request each and every nurse sitting here to have some question on her mind, which she would ask to the forum at the end of the nursing masterclass. And I also request you to mix around with people, because that's where you share and learn from the experiences that other hospitals have. And I don't see that happening very too often. We're very comfortable seated at the back, probably not being spotted or seen. And I once again urge you to pull up yourselves and find prominent places in this audience, because this is a day that will happen once again 1 year later. We have some interesting sessions lined up on recognizing and getting ready for harmful events, the how and when of disclosing adverse outcomes and errors, followed by the very expert session on infusion therapy and its safety, because I see a big momentum and a movement happening towards this, led by Colonel Binu. We have questions that can be answered on sample errors and delays impacting patient safety, and you saw that was one of the first case scenarios represented this morning. And then we have another session from the Armed Forces perspective on patient safety. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a session which I personally feel very proud to administer, because way back, a couple of years back, it was not easy for us to come and collaborate with our medical colleagues, sit in the same audience, and participate in a big event like this. So I think each one of us should feel proud of ourselves that we have been part of a movement, a part of a journey that is yet to witness the big outcomes that we so proudly would like to display. Ladies and gentlemen, our call to patient safety began way back in the Florence Nightingale's time. If many of you would have read her article on Notes on Hospitals, she said that hospitals do a lot of good, but they also inflict a lot of harm. She said, it is hard to believe, I'm sure there is a conviction that the sick and injured are suffering from something much more and beyond what is inscribed on their bed tickets. And it is time to ask this question as to what could that be. She also said that many of the errors that occur in the hospitals are preventable. Ladies and gentlemen, if at all we had heard the first call of safety hundreds and hundreds of years ago, we wouldn't be talking about healthcare-associated infections, sample errors, hand hygiene, and stuff like that, which would have been so well embedded and embraced by each and every professional in the healthcare scenario. A very recent WHO report on a multinational issue of patient safety reported a blood-curdling, a chilling fact and statistics which said 33% of patients impacted by adverse events die. It said 14% of patients suffer from a permanent disability. It said 13% to 16% of patients suffer from a mild to moderate disability. It said 90% of these errors are preventable. It said 70% of these errors happens because of carelessness, negligence, and a willful disobedience to practice protocols. It said 1 out of every 10 patients is going to receive some kind of a harm. It's scary. It is really scary. And this chilling conclusion has taken patient safety out of the comfort of hospitals to mainstream public, to media, to communities, to students, and to everyone possible. So everyone is in the cause for patient safety. It is said, to err is human. To cover it up is unacceptable. And the failure to learn from our mistakes is actually criminal. It is time we recognize these adverse events. It's time we respond to these events. And it is time that we resolve these events.